Good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Vent NightCap. I'm excited to be with you again for another conversation. I'm excited to be with you again as we come together to relax, to unwind, to reset, to decompress, whatever it is that you need. Welcome in. We are here so that in community we can find peace, we can find rest, we can lower our anxiety, our stress levels, and we can do it together. Welcome to the Vent Nightcap. We are here every Sunday through Thursday. If it's your first time, if you're watching the replay, if you are with us all the time, thank you for coming in again, or thank you for joining for the first time, the second time. We are here every Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. And all of them are down here below. If you need one of our links, they're down here below. But we are excited because, one, the Vent is a safe space. So if you are not familiar with the Vent, we are a safe space to speak, to be heard. You may see me on camera, but this is a communal conversation. So we want to hear from you. We want to learn from you. We want to gain advice from you. We want you to help us either continue to go in the right direction or find out or give us some tips on how we can get on track. So tonight's conversation we are super excited about because we're continuing to talk about rest, about relaxation. That is the whole point of the nightcap, to find a way to unwind. So for some of us, that may be a nice long hot shower. For others, we may need to journal or to brain dump. For some other people, we may just need like a hot tea or our favorite drink to unwind. Some of us may just need our favorite person or watch our favorite TV show. But here in community, we give different ways that you can try or that you continue so that you can decompress and you can rest well, not just at night, but even throughout your day, finding ways to de-stress, finding ways to unload and offload some things, as well as finding ways to just pause for a moment, because that is so important. Rest is important. Taking breaks are important. Taking care of you mentally, spiritually, and emotionally is important. No matter what anybody tries to tell you, no matter what culture tries to tell you about hustle, 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 there's time for that. But there's also time where you pause and you give yourself a break, not because you earned it or because it's a luxury, because it is a necessity for you to thrive and for you to do well. You need to rest. You operate your best creatively when your brain has had a break and has been refreshed, when you've changed scenery, when you've gotten up and come back. So don't be afraid to take those moments. So we only have two quick things tonight. Remember, this is our Sunday through Thursday night conversations are very quick, in and out. So tonight we really want to talk about embodying what we want to be. So mirror, mirror on the wall. Tonight is mirror, mirror on the wall. What does that mean? That means that y'all know that Michael Jackson song, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. That's where we have to start. So a lot of us want certain things and we also have to be that. So I can't want grace from somebody, but I'm not willing to give other people grace, right? A lot of times, I mean, we hard on people. They said they were going to be here at 9:00. They won't hear. But then if you 5-10 minutes late, you want people to give you grace. So if you want it, you also have to be able to give it. Hey, Tony, I see you on YouTube. Hey, Chris, on IG. I am so excited that both of y'all are in here. But the thing about it is we have to start here. We cannot control anything that anybody else does, says, thinks. We can't control any of that, but what we are able to control is ourselves. We're able to grow, we're able to pour into ourselves. So we have to first start with mirror, 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 mirror on the wall, looking at ourselves. We cannot want peace and we are wreaking havoc and giving other people hell. Like, it's just like that, it just doesn't match. It doesn't match. So we have to be able to give what we want to receive and be aware of what we're giving people. Some of us may not even be aware of what we're giving and what we're expecting because we are so gung-ho on hopping on other people's case. But there are moments where all of us, right? And I'm not saying that's why I didn't say some of you. I said some of us because it's all of us at some point in time, right? So here's where we want to move from that. We want to look at the boomerang effect. What is the boomerang effect? Everybody know what a boomerang is, right? Or if you never played with one, you've seen one. It's this little like V-shaped thing. It's usually, I believe, wood. If you throw it, It goes around and it comes back to you. I don't know. I didn't do a whole bunch of deep research about the scientific and all that stuff behind it. But what I do know is what goes around comes around, right? What you give, you get. You reap what you sow. Some people call it karma. Some people call it reaping what you sow. Some people call it, they have all types of names for it. But at the end of the day, a lot of times what we give is what we get back. So if you give somebody a stank attitude, don't be surprised when they get back stank with you. Why? Because you gave it out and you just expected them to be an angel to you, and you are just tormenting people. And we cannot afford to do that. So what do we have to do? We have to be the energy you want to attract. You remember the movie I'm Weak? Chris said you remember. What's the Eddie Murphy, right? So it's that you give, what you give is what you get, right? I think it's a song too. I can't think of it right now, but what you give is also what you get. So be the energy you want to attract. This is a quote in some form. We've heard this over and over again, but the quote that I found was one from Oprah Winfrey, where it's like, be what you want to attract. And even if you think about Oprah, right? No matter how you feel about her currently, when her show was on, she was giving out cars and money and all types of things, right? You get a car, you get a car, you get a car, right? And what we also see is she was also flourishing in her own way. So she was giving out a lot, but she also was, and that may be tangible, right? She was also building her own business, building her own empire in that same way, right? And often that happens in our lives. It may not always be tangible, but I know times like I was on a flight one time, and I really am not the biggest I don't buy stuff on the plane because it's high. So I bring my own snacks. This time I didn't. I was hungry. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to buy this $10 bag of gummies, right? I got gummies, I got a drink, I got chips. I felt I was balling. Why the lady, the flight attendant came back and gave me the stuff, never asked for my card, nothing like that. And I really, really, and this is not a brag moment or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, every time I get on a plane, I speak to the flight attendants. I greet them. I give some of them compliments. And it's not for them to give me something. Hi, Miss Ward. It's not for them to give me something, but I just feel like what you put out, you get back. So I've been on flights and other things where they just look out like, get extra snacks, get extra, whatever, simply because, when you walk, how you walk on a plane, the flight attendant's like, hi, good evening. And like some people just walk past them like nobody. And I'm like, that is so rude. And it may be a cultural thing too. Like I'm from the South. So like when you go around, you speak to people, you say hello, you ask them how they're doing, you smile at them. And that may not be everywhere culturally, but what I'm saying is I did not speak to them for necessarily them to speak to me back or for them to give me something. But as a result of the energy that I put out to them, I was able to benefit from that. My child's been able, she get extra sodas and stuff. She's been able to benefit from that just because we were cordial. We were nice. We did like basic things. And as basic and simple as that is, people don't always do that, but we expect so much, right? Hey, Trey. Hey, Reby. We always expect a lot, but we have to be willing to also give. And that's across the board in relationships, right? In business, in ministry, to yourself. You can't expect your body to keep going, and you're not drinking water, and you're not eating, and you're like, why do I have a headache? What? Because you're not giving yourself anything to keep going. So you have to take care of yourself, which means whatever you're expecting, you have to give, you have to be willing to give it out. It's the age-old thing, like in order to make money, you have to spend money. You have to be willing to give it in order to receive it. That is how it works. And I want to be clear, it's not like a parallel or it's reciprocity, but it's deeper than just if I give you $5, you give me $5. It is if I buy you a soda today, when we go to dinner, you may buy me a whole meal. Not because I bought you a soda and you want to pay me back, but because of the gesture and the motive behind it. Like, you thirsty? I want to help quench your thirst. I don't want you sitting there thirsty, right? And often people will go back to that moment and say, man, I remember when Tony bought me something to drink. Let me pay for her dinner, right? Because she looked out for me. Now I want to give you that same courtesy. So it may not match exactly, right? Tony may buy me dinner, and then I may give her a ride. It's not an exact what for what, tit for tat, but it is a you give something, you get something back. I hope that makes sense. It doesn't always match. It's not always identical. They might be fraternal, where they resemble each other, but they're not exactly the same. The second thing is to speak what you seek. So not only are we analyzing ourselves in a way of the actions that we put out into the world and towards people, we also are watching what we say. What you say, the power, what does it say? The power, your tongue has the power to build or to destroy, like life or death. Like that's real, right? Whether you believe the Bible or not, like your words have the power to tear down or to build. Your words, this is Dr. Tamer Bryant, your words create your world. Be intentional with your language. We talked about this before. If you wake up and you say, man, it's going to be a bad day, guess what? It's going to be a bad day. Why? One, because you already declared that it was going to be that. And two, because your mouth has now told your mind what's going to happen, you are looking for every bad thing that could possibly go wrong. So every little inconvenience, right? If you put some water in your cup and a little tiny bit spills over and it's not even a big deal, it is just blown out of proportion, right? If you get stuck at a yellow light, you're like, I knew it was gonna be a bad day. No, the light just turned yellow. Like that's just what it is. Like it's not that deep, but because we're looking for the negativity, we are gonna see the negativity. That person don't like me anyway. So every little thing they say to you, you're going to take as negative when they may be trying to pour into you and they may be trying to help you build something bigger than what you already have. And you are taking it as they're trying to tear me down. They're trying to help you. So your words create worlds. Your language, what you say, what you put out there is what your brain believes. And I was watching something and it was like, even like in a joking way. And I was at a women's retreat and the prophet was saying, even when you joke and laugh about it, your brain doesn't know the difference. So your brain hears the joke when you say, oh, I'm not going to be this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not. Your brain registers that. And now it goes to deeper levels and you believe it and it becomes your world. So one, we have to be careful what we say. And two, we have to be careful, not just what we say to ourselves, but what we say to other people. Here's this quote I read earlier. I love to read. Y'all probably like, girl, read. Don't stop. Just pause. No, I love to read. So I read this quote earlier. It said that if your words were seeds, what would grow? So if your words were seeds that you planted into yourself, if your words were seeds that you planted into other people, what would grow? Have you ever thought about like what you're planting into other people? Have you ever thought about what you're planting in yourself? So the word is there, it's planted, might not see it right now. So you may have said something funny to somebody like, oh, why you got that on? You're not thinking about it anymore, but you planted that seed in them. So now in the next weeks, they're being self-conscious about what they're wearing because you said something and they held you highly and they care about what you think about them. Not in a childish way, but just in a respect way. Like, I care about what this person says about me. They said this, and now I'm second guessing everything I wear, everything I say. I'm second guessing it. I'm self-conscious because that seed was planted. Even to yourself, I ain't gonna never finish this. That seed was planted. So now 3 weeks later, when you're still working on the project, your mind thinks we're not going to finish this. So you shut down because you already declared it. Be careful what worlds and what things you're creating with your words. Watch what you say. That's a nice way to say, watch what you're saying. Watch your mouth, because what you're saying is impacting people more than you know. And sometimes the person that you're impacting is you. A lot of times, every day, nobody talks to you more than you talk to you. Because you're the only person that's with you 24/7. Even if you have children, even if you have a partner, even if you live with other people, you are the only person that's with you 24/7. So be careful what you're saying to you. Watch your mouth when you're talking to yourself. So if you want to be peace, be peace. Speak peace into yourself. Speak peaceful affirmation of yourself. I am peace. I radiate peace to others. Don't be peace and then be cussing and fussing people out and then say, I'm going to be peaceful and everything's going to be great. No, be peace. makes sense. And I hope it's not coming off as rude or as rough. But we got to be for real because a lot of many of us want things, but the first step is being that. So here's a tool to take with you. Start your morning with a simple affirmation that embodies what you want to attract. I am at peace, and I spread peace to others. So I'm at peace, and I'm not holding everybody to a bar where y'all got to be peaceful around me. You got to be calm around you got to talk to me the right way. No. If you go be peace, you have to give them that too. Don't put people on restricting and tell them they got to be peace, and then you ready to knock them upside the head. You be peace and you spread peace. Affirmations are so powerful. Affirmations really can push you into places that you never thought you could go, especially when you affirm not just you, but the people in the spaces around you. I'm at peace. I spread peace. Everywhere I go is a peaceful space. And before I expect it, I radiate it and I give it. So when I walk in, it's already there. And if it's not, I'm the person that changes the atmosphere so that it will exist. But we can't put people on these restrictions and we're not also abiding by the same thing. It's kind of tough to do that. Here's another tool. Compliment people. Speak it forward. So the same way you affirm yourself and you're speaking to yourself and you're saying, I'm peace, I'm joy. We also want to compliment others. Encourage someone and don't do it just because you want to like get it back. Do it from like if you don't have anything to say, don't make it happen, right? But if you notice somebody like, oh, those are some nice shoes, or man, that was a really good idea. Give people, don't be afraid to give people, like, don't be stingy. Don't be afraid to give people the compliment. Give them the compliment. Encourage them because you never know what what seems little piece of encouragement can do for other people. Like somebody be smiling all day because you told them that was a good idea. Somebody's gonna go home and tell their friend, their child, somebody complimented my shoes today, right? And it's just gonna it could change their whole day and give them the extra oomph that they need to get over whatever hump they were on. So don't take that for granted, speaking it forward. Lastly, y'all always know we have our community affirmation. But before that, remember, we have to speak what we want to be. And remember that your words are so powerful, not just the words that you give to yourself, but the words that you put out for other people. So remember, your words are seeds. Our community affirmation. Rest is not lazy. Rest is powerful. I reclaim my time. So as you're embodying these things, as you're becoming these things, as you continue through these things, remember what you're saying out of your mouth about you and about others. And know that when you pause before you talk, that's a moment of rest where you can find the peace that you want to put out. When you pause before you move on to the next thing, that's a moment of peace where you can shake off some things and move in with a fresh mind. Reclaiming your time is taking time to rest and refresh before moving on, taking time to celebrate before moving on to the next task. I enjoyed talking to you all tonight. Whether you join us on YouTube, on Facebook, or Instagram, it's always great to see you, to chat with you, and to rest and unwind with you. Again, our bonfire is this Sunday. So if you are available, we still have a couple spots left. We will be enjoying a hot cocoa bar, a s'mores bar, some grilled food, charcuterie boards. You can find it on our website, theventlife.com. It's a big banner on top. You can just click RSVP for the bonfire, and we would love to see you there. If we don't see you at the bonfire, we will see you live at 8 o'clock for our next nightcap, live Sunday night. I enjoyed you all. Please have a restful night. Please get some quality sleep tonight. And I will see you next time. I enjoyed you all. Cannot wait to see you again.